Okay, here we go. We are using our free weights today. And I have my wall here. A wall is a great assist to warm up, believe it or not. It really is. So I have my weights. I might be adjusting them because I'm getting used to my little space here. I think you can see me with my head not chopped off. I hope so. Okay. So can you guys see me back there? Just do a thumbs up. Okay. All right. I don't worry about it. Julia said we're good to go. So here we go. All right. So here's my weights. I'm going to move them back here a little bit. And I hope you're noticing how I'm moving around. Okay. I just dragged them back here. But this is some of the first moves of warming up. See this? Do it. Take the time and think. I know that's hard to do in the morning. But I went to move these. That is the first move that will get people in trouble if you're not being mindful of what you're doing with your back. Okay. So first of all, step wide. Okay. And so wherever your weights are, get where your weights are because I want you to do this with me. Okay. Let's be very practical, functional. I'm standing here. I'm getting ready to go down there and shift the weights. I'm not going to pick them up, but I am shifting. I'm lifting up a little bit and dragging 18 pounds. Okay. And I'm going to drag them both over here. See how I turned and just drag them like that? But you see my back? I'm stepping wide. I'm right here at my weights. Then I'm going to drag them back over here. I'm going to drag them back over here. So I'm using both arms. Okay. So I'm hoping that you're going to get your weights and do this with me because this is the warm up. So when I'm down here, I'm going to go a little deeper with my butt. You see that? That's getting into those quads. That's waking them up. I'm going to grab and pull it over to my foot. Pull it over to my foot. I'm staying in the move. Now I'm going to come up. So go into your heels and you come up and then you put your hands right back here. Drop your shoulders, drop your chin, soften the knees, push forward. If you have a very stiff back, could be from osteoporosis issues, it could be from spinal stenosis, it could be from arthritis. Do you see what I'm doing? My knees are soft. I'm pushing my hips forward. I am not tightening my gluteals right now. My shoulders are dropped. I'm taking big breaths through my nose. Then I release, come forward, come back down, put my elbows on the tops of my knees, keep my chin tucked. Now I want you to drop your butt just a little bit more, a tiny bit more. Drop them a little bit more. Then you go down here and you reach for this this is my 18 pounder. I bring it back over here to the other side of the foot, back over here. See that? Now stay down there, go into your heels. Don't put your head lower than your butt. Reach out and grab that weight. Hold it back over, and it could be whatever your weights are. The heaviest one. If you work with single 10s, single 8s, single 6s, yeah, I want you to just grab it and pull it over. We're going to pull it back while we're down here. See, I'm maintaining into the heels. Keep my chin tucked, and then I'm bringing them back. And now I'm going to press into the heels and come up. And I'm going to do that little maneuver. I hope you will burn this move in your brain. This little move going from a bend down, see my knees are bent, and then I come up, then I soften my knees and I push the hips forward. Don't tighten your gluteals. Some of you are going to want to tighten it. Don't do that right now. Like I'm patting your shoulders. Keep your chin tucked. Push your hips forward. Your knees are soft. Take breaths. Yeah. Big breaths through the nose. and then come back. Then you're gonna step towards your wall. So here I am at my wall. See that? I could be in this full door, or I'm in this little position right between the doors. Whatever your situation is, it's a flat surface is the point, okay? Now you see at first, I'm gonna step my feet out. See that? And I'm gonna slide down just a little bit. Not much, a little. See? So I'm only shoulder width apart with my feet, okay? And then I'm going to rotate, press back into the shoulders, back of the head. I got this clip on my head that I'm got to work with, but anyway, big breath, take your hands, and we did this sitting in the floor yesterday, for those of you who weren't with us. And you see, this is a big move. First thing, however, I am grazing the wall, and if I can't go any further than this without it sticking, then I'll just hang out here for a bit, and I'll bring one hand to the top of the head, bring one hand to the top of the head, and then I'll see if I can come up a little more. Bring one hand to the top of the head, one hand to the top of the head, but see my elbows, my backs of my forearms, the backs of my hands are grazing the wall. So you use your wall to give yourself a little leeway here. It helps you. It's a very little contact because I can move my arms freely. See how I'm moving them up and down? This motion through your shoulders with your back super straight against the wall. Whoa, very beneficial, very effective. So I'm right down here. My palms are turned out. My shoulders are down. I'm pressing down into my heels, and keep your head back. And then here we come again. See, we're coming up, 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 up. If you get to a sticking point, then you bend an elbow, put it just to the top of the head, bend an elbow, put it to the top of the head, come down a little bit, take a big deep breath. Now turn your hands so that they're palm down. See how I'm banging the wall? Okay, this is going to be very different. So when you start to come up this time, especially if you've had shoulder issues, do not keep your arms straight. All I want you to do is try to maintain a wall connection with your head and your shoulders. And then I want you to just try to elevate your elbows, okay? My palms are facing the wall. And I just come up here like this. And it's almost like you're doing a shoulder to your ears. See how it's making me come up, but I'm keeping my hands and my elbows on the wall. Here we go. Breath into the nose. Woo. Do it one more time. Here we go. Yeah. And then come back down. Now, right now, turn your hands out. Okay. Drop your shoulders. Here we go. All the way up. Now you should be able to go all the way up, keeping your elbows and your hands on the wall, barely grazing the wall. Okay. And then come back down. Now step back so that you can step out. And then we're going to do a full body, like a release. And what is that? It's the fold, but we're not going to go all the way down yet. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to come here. I'm going to come down. I'm going to push into my heels. Now I'm going to stay right in front of the wall, because as I come down into my fold, I'm going to push into the wall. I'm going to push into my heels. See, I'm wanting you to really go into your heels in a big way, but I have the wall here to brace. So it goes like this. Take a big breath. Excuse me. Drop your shoulders. I'm going to do a fold, not all the way. I'm a little tiny wider than shoulder width with my feet. But see, right now, when I'm wanting you to push into your heels, almost falling you into the wall, you put your hands out and you come down and you come down just a little lower, and you come down just a little lower, but your hands are right here. And then you come back and you push against the wall and come up, so you won't fall on the floor. This is a great way to warm your body up, especially when you have joint problems, when you have a lot of pain and discomfort in moving. You got to use something like a bench, a wall, the floor. So this is just another variation of how to get moving by using some of these structures to get your body bending a little bit more than it's normally used to. So see, like right now, if I weren't pushing into the wall right now, I'd be falling back into the floor. And then I'm going to come back up. Then I'm going to bring those hands. I'm going to turn palms out. I'm going to come right here, put my thumbs on the top of my head, and lift my elbows, lift my rib cage, then take my hands up, come back down. So that's a full body bending, and you went down a little deeper into the heels. Now we're going to do it again. The next time we do it, we're going to do it with weights. It'll be so fun. You'll love it. You'll feel better when you're done. I'll say that. Okay, so here's my bench or my chair if I were you at home and you had a chair, okay? I'm moving into, so I just used your full body weight to get you into different positions to warm up, right? So now I'm going to step out just like that. And here is where you can steady yourself here. And some of you need to adjust your feet because your feet are turned out. They're not straight. I want them to be pretty straight. So when they're straight, again, I'm going to use the wall. I could use a bar, you know, I've used a bar before. I need to go find a bar for the next session. Anyway, do you see what I'm doing? I'm in a split stance. If I didn't have this wall here to pull against, see there, I'm pulling my body this way and I'm just hanging on here to this wall. And it's keeping me from falling because in this stance, it's gonna be wobbly, okay? But I'm really putting a good stretch on my heel cords, okay? Now, and right here, huge stretch in through the pectorals, the shoulder, whoa, okay? Now, I'm gonna release, turn back, pull this leg back, see that? So when you take an extra long step, and you have balance issues, or you have joint issues, or you have little, aches and pains wherever, this is a big move because you're not only stepping out in a split stance and you have to hold balance, but now I'm going to turn, okay? And I'm going to put my hand on the wall to steady myself, and I'm going to try to pull back while I'm hanging onto this wall, and woo, I'm thinking of Kay right now. I don't know if she's on today, but man, if you're on, Kay, and you got this move correctly, I'm just really lucky to have this wall right here. So if you can do this move against a wall, see how I'm trying to pull myself away from my hand? That's creating such an openness in my shoulders, my upper body, my spine, okay? Then I'm going to come back, and I'm in a split stance, and I'm going to come back and bring them back here, just like that. Then I'm going to do just some simple step up. So I went into the fold, I use the wall, I'm going to go wide, I'm going to brace it on the wall if I need to, or I can have a pole, whatever. And I'm going to just bring my leg up here. See how I'm just holding against the wall? I want to come over here and I want to pull. See that? So that is that little extra in through the hip, which translates into the back. I have this wall here, okay? And I'm going to turn this other way. Now, if you have a pole, you can go from this side to this side, all right? Or chance it, okay? Now, I can turn around and do this whole thing this way. So I'll just turn and pull. Okay, so it's the same move. I just want to go on the other side and still use the same wall. Take a big breath. Hang out there for just a second. Yay. Then, see my weights right here? See that? I am telling you, after those full body moves that we just did, just bring your foot up here and tap the weight. Use the wall if you need to, and then bring it up from that. See that? So it's just a press up and a press up and a press up. So I'm tapping and I'm pressing up. Now, if I came into your room right now with just you, what do you think the first thing is I would check? Number one, to make sure when you bring your knee up that you're not turning it out like this. This is very common that people do this. So bring their knee all the way straight up and then press it down. And then I would check to make sure that you got your back nice and straight, but that your knee, now I've switched, that your knee that is supporting your weight is not locked. You don't want to lock it here. So get nice and lined up, soften the knee. I'm right here on the weight. I'm going to go from that little weight, that's only like 5 inches. And then I'm going to bring it up as far as I can. And see, if you have your hand on the wall, you can come up quite a good ways right here. Right here. And I keep my knee soft. And I'm just going from that little platform of where the weight is. See, I'm tapping it and then I'm coming up. And I'm trying not to overlean here. That's why this is so helpful. Because if your knee is soft, as you're bringing this up, then you won't get into this overleaning type thing when you're working on a challenge side, let's say, okay? And you might say, well, all my sides are challenging. Well, we're working on it, right? Okay, take a breath. Take a breath. If you're doing every one of these with me and your knee is soft and you're really pulling this up, you are feeling it, and I know you are, okay? And we're gonna come back to some of these. I'm trying to show you how some very simple functional moves with a wall or a bolster somehow, a wall is great, make sure it doesn't move on you, can be very effective in opening up your shoulders, your hips, everything. Okay, take a big breath. Now I'm going to just move right, because my chair is right here, or my bench. I'm going to go right down into my little chair, okay? And I'm ready to pick up my weights, okay? And I'm going to come right here. Now this particular bench, this is a typical weight training bench. It's a little bit lower than a chair, okay? And that's all right. If I had my little balance pad, I would be having it under me maybe. And then maybe I'll go and find a chair for the next day. But when you're here in this kind of a, if you're in a chair or whatever, and you've got your weights beside you, we're gonna bend down again, see? We're gonna pick those up. So I'm trying to highlight and show you some of the sticking points and some of the moves that get so many people in trouble. I can't even tell you how many people have said to me, I was just bending down to pick up whatever to tie my shoes and my back just popped. And it took me to the floor. So do you see what I'm doing? I'm hip hinging. Some of you that are bending forward, you are rounding your back and you're going down, and then you're wondering why your back is constantly strained. Okay, we want to make it stronger. We don't want to strain it. So as I bend and I grab the weights, and I'm going to, everybody wants to know, I should say, Nancy wants to know what weights I'm picking up. I don't know if Nancy's on today. I didn't see her when we were coming in, but I'm going 9 because I've already started doing a quite extensive warm up as we started using the wall, using different things like that. And now I've got a 9-pound weight, and a 9-pound weight. I'm gonna pick them up and I got them right here. So this is a 9 and a 9. All right. So on the get-go, I'm gonna go pretty wide. Okay. And I'm gonna capitalize now on what I was just explaining to you that is a pitfall of a lot of people in a seated position. And yes, I'm a little bit lower than a normal kitchen chair, but I'm gonna put this, I'm gonna follow through what we did on the warm-up with my weight. I'm gonna take this weight and I'm gonna come right down here and I'm gonna bend down. See, I have to really hip hinge. And I have one hip replaced, okay? I have one knee replaced. I understand all the, intrepidations that people have in movement. And I'm trying to highlight how to get around them and how to get stronger in your movement pattern. So here I go. I'm gonna go right here. You see this? My chin is tucked, number one. I'm not craning my neck up whenever I come down here. As I come down, I do a slight turn and then I'm gonna pull it up. See that? And I'm gonna do that a couple of times. But I want you to focus on what are you doing through the hips. As you turn, you're taking in a breath. And now as you lift, you're gonna exhale and you're gonna bring it back up. Do it again on the other side. Here we go. Breathe in, you put it down, then you exhale and you bring it up. And this is a 9-pound weight in both hands. I'm doing one at a time. You can adjust your feet, your legs, however, but as you turn, and you're gonna pick it up now, you're gonna exhale. So where you're putting the most effort, that's when you exhale. So just say E, okay, exertion, exhale. See that? Then you don't get weirded out because you're holding your breath. All right, here we go. I'm gonna go down. Now stay with me. This is 9 pounds. Now as you go down, you are hip hinging and coming forward. So much so that you feel stretches repeatedly in through your groin. Then you bring it up. Okay, again, turn, bring it all the way down. Keep your chin tucked and come up. Now we're gonna start doing, we've done our turn, a little tiny bit of a turn. Then we're gonna come this way and bring it back down. And I'm still doing my rotation through my hips. See, I'm gonna come back and then I'm gonna come back down here. So I'm starting to load through the bicep, through the shoulder, through all the shoulder girdle muscles, which are several, but we're doing this gently. Many of you have shoulder issues. I understand that. And then if you see somebody demonstrating all these wonderful shoulder, oh, get your muscles, this and that and the other thing, and they're doing way too much of a move that you can handle and not injure your shoulder again. So if you pick a good weight and you're hip hinging nicely, you're getting all this benefit. Every time I go forward and back, I am putting great stress on my core, on my hips. As I come back here, I'm putting gentle pressure, but pretty adequate in my biceps. Okay, so now I'm gonna hold it here and I'm gonna bring them both here. Now that I've got you into that modality, your back is very extended. Yes? And right now, if you're open back, and I can open back because I'm on a bench. If you're on a kitchen chair with a back, just sit your butt toward the front of the chair. And you're gonna go back plenty. So I'm right here, and now I'm just gonna go like this. I'm gonna go up, and I'm gonna bring one down, don't touch. The other down, don't touch. Breath. One and then the other. Stay open, stay open. Say rib cage up right now. Rib cage up. Breath, don't go fast. Take a breath. Exhale. Take a breath. Exhale, take a breath. Exhale, say rib cage up. Stay open. See, I'm just rotating in and out just a little bit from the hip. I'm pretty much open on this. Pretty open at the hip. Take a breath. Take a breath. Come over here. You can get on the bed where your stuff is. I just had a little cherub come in. She's awoken. There's your stuff right there. You can do your cards. Take a breath. Okay, stay with me, you guys. This is great arm work because we can do this even with shoulder issues, even with hip issue, back issues. This is putting a great load on that upper body, but it's doable. Yes, we're doing a few more repetitions because if I use lower weight and I use minimal positioning or moving with my arms, then I'm building up my tension this way instead of loading up too heavy and not being able to really work well. Okay, now I'm going to hold it right here, and then I'm just going to go one, breath, 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 breath. Stay open, stay rib cage up. Breath, woo, breath, 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 breath. Should be getting tired. Breath, breath. I got about 3 more. Hang in there with me. Hang in there. Hang in there. Bring them back down, bring them back down. Oh, open those arms back. So that was with a 9 count on one hand, 9 count on the other hand. So even though I had 9 and 9, what does that translate to my core, my spine tension? 18 pounds coming down with that. So that's why I took such pains to go through these moves. See? You go a little wider in your feet so you can come through a little bit, because every time you moved in, I wanted to stretch and give you flexibility in through your joints as you're doing that move, especially with your back. So take a big deep breath, open those arms, drop your shoulders, open back, open back, open back, open back. Big breath. Yes. All right. Before we get up, we're in a prime position at this point to step forward a little bit more. And if you have shoulder issues, pay real close attention to how far I'm telling you or I'm going down. It's not very much. This move, when done, executed properly, puts great emphasis and load on the shoulders, the back. But if you only drop like 1 inch, if even, maybe 2 inches. See, I'm going to take my butt off the chair. You see, I stepped out because as I stepped out, I want to drop my shoulders and I just want to kind of suspend myself. And I just want to bend my elbows. See, it's my elbows. It's not my hips. It's not my shoulders. My shoulders are in place. They're not moving. It's the elbow that's moving. So check that on yourself, okay? The elbow bends and straightens a tiny bit. And I'm going to emphasize a squeezing action, not jerking. Okay, breath, 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 breath. Okay, 3 more, 3 more. Stay with me, stay with me. Breath, breath, and breath. And bring your butt back on your chair. Then you take that arm across your body. Drop your shoulder and let it stretch a little bit, okay? Then you come center. Then you go across here, drop your shoulder. So yesterday I showed you how to do a wall tricep pushback. And now I'm doing a backward push up, okay? And so that's also targeting back here. But we're going to go right back to it. We're going to do 2 sets right now. So brace yourselves. And if you were loving that or hating it, well, we're just going to do it one more time. Get this move right and do it very often. You can sneak these moves in if you're sitting on a park bench, you know, you can even do it when you're getting yourself down to do your prayers. Okay, wouldn't that be a revolutionary idea? you gotta do 30 backward push-ups before you go hit your knees and do your prayers. Well, yeah, how many times you do that, I don't know. Anyway, I digress. Okay, drop your shoulders. Kathy's rolling her eyes right now, I know. I'm avoiding the corny jokes, okay, Kathy? All right, here, are you ready? I let you rest. Do you notice that? Elbows are in, number one. Butt is at the end of the chair, number two. Feet are out as far as you feel comfortable because you're gonna let your butt off the edge of the chair, okay? When that happens, your shoulders have to be down. Got it? Here we go. Take a breath. Press into the palms of those hands and see you don't really go down much. Mostly come up, but don't make the mistake of thinking you're going to help yourself up by lifting your hips. I don't want you to lift your hips at all. They're just hanging right there in front of the chair. And when you bend the elbow, they bend backward, okay? They squeeze your body, meaning I don't want you to flare your elbows here. Okay, take a breath, take a breath, take a breath, take a breath, and take a breath. And you're back right there. Now, piggybacking on that, we're gonna grab our weights. These are 9 pounds again, but I'm not gonna get them before I get up. I'm gonna get up, then grab them, be in this position with my legs. So I'm gonna come forward and I'm gonna stand. And as I come up, I'm gonna grab my weights. I'm gonna come up. See that? Now I'm gonna be shoulder width, okay? And I'm gonna just bend like I'm gonna sit down, but I don't sit down. Because what I want you to do, and I'm gonna turn to the side so you see what I'm doing. I'm gonna sit down, or don't sit down, and I'm gonna come and press back. I'm gonna press back. Now I'm gonna just do little hip hinges. See, I'm not coming up to standing, but I'm working my whole body. I'm not just staying static. I'm down there in the move. I want to press to the heels. I want to keep my back super straight. I want to push those hands back. Back. Drop your shoulders. Big breath. Drop your shoulders. Breath. Drop your shoulders. Drop your shoulders. Breath. 2 more. 1 more. And come up. See, I didn't put them down. No, I did not. Okay. I'm going to turn and turn. Still 9 pounds. Okie dokie. Still 9 pounds. I'm right here. Okay. I'm going to pull both hands front. So this is different than doing one and then the other. So you're pressing into the heels. Your rib cage is up. You're going to pull all the way up. You're going to go all the way down, and then you're going to take a big stance. Open the chest by pulling the shoulders back. Yes. Then you're going to go pull and bring her back down. And do you see how I'm doing little tiny presses through the knee? Yeah, I'm hip hinging and a little press, but I'm coming up to a full stance. And when I come to a full stance, there's where the magic happens, right here. Right here. Shoulders pull back. Yes. So now, try not to just squeeze the tarnation out of that barrel of the free weight. So yeah, you don't want to lose it, but you don't want to squeeze so hard in your grip that it fatigues you before we're done with this. Okay, does that make sense? Take a breath. See right here? I'm going to point out one more time. Every time my weights come down here, I am putting my shoulders down first. And then I'm putting a pressure to squeeze my shoulder blades I got a 9-pound and a 9-pound. And this is a very tiny move that, unless I stop and point it out, many of you will just go right past it. Your shoulders will be rolled in and you won't be doing that. So I'm back. Now I'm going to come up. By coming up, you naturally go forward. So I'm telling you right here, down with shoulders, then pull, squeeze your blades together, and then pull. Breath, there it is. Pull. Breath, there it is, right there. Pull. Breath, pull those shoulder blades together. Act like you're trying to squeeze a pencil right there, right there. And it's a very, very quick, you don't stay there a long time, but that move right there, woo, that is going to give you an edge in standing straight up. Breath, especially if you're dealing with osteoporosis issues, arthritis issues, etc. Do you see how I'm doing a little bend in the knee and then straightening? You see that? Yeah, this is just working your full body. As you do that little bend, make sure those knees are not coming together. Make sure they're not going out. Okay, I got 2 more. Take a breath, pull, take a breath, and pull. Now we're gonna give your hands a rest. Okay, so I'm gonna put these weights down. I'm not changing them yet, and then I'm coming back. So let me point out what I just did. Some of you did the same thing, you didn't even think about it. But I went down right here. Some of you rounded your back. I know it because I've seen you do it. So when you're picking up stuff and you're putting stuff down, think. Hips back, rib cage up, tuck my chin. Oh my goodness, you will have such an edge in helping your body to actually get stronger and not break down. Okay, and that's just the mechanics of bending forward is all I'm capitalizing on. This is not new information. It's just information that nobody uses when they're picking things up, putting them down. Okay, we've been in this stance for quite a while. So now what I'm going to ask you to do can be a little dicey. So I'm warning you, have a wall or a pole or a chair that you can put your hand on. So we did a lot of this kind of a thing to be getting warmed up. Do you remember that? So let me tell you, on my hip replace side, when I go, so this is my knee, when I go to lift, you know what I do? This is my hip replace side. I stiffen I lock out my leg. And I know it's a natural thing because you have weakened muscles, compromised muscles, I'll say, on that joint replacement, especially in your hip. That's why I encourage you to put your hand lightly on something so that you stay in a correct position, because I'm going to ask you to lift now, and I'm asking you to go over that weight. See how I'm tapping? Okay? This is a very carefully placed little interset move in between the sets that we're doing, move to help us ambulate better. This little move put in this position of our workout is working all the way up through your hip, your knee, your hip, your back, your shoulders, your brain. Okay, see how I'm coming over and I have this little hand right here. And see this way, this side, whenever I come in here, don't lock your knee. This is my knee replace side. However, what used to be my weaker side is now my stronger side because I still have an intact hip. So for those of you with double hips replaced, this is challenging. Give yourself a chance to do it correctly. So here I go. And the minute I start to lift and go over on this hip replace side, I lock my knee. I'm very aware of it. And that's why I'm taking the pains to explain how to not do that. And why is that important not to do that? Because if you lock your knee, you are not working on those weak muscles. You're just getting your stability from a locked joint, okay? So soften up the knees, use a hand on a wall if you need, and carefully bring that knee up, and you tap, don't lock the knees, and bring it back. Do not, it's not any great wonderful thing for you to do this without holding on to something. Actually, it could be not a very good thing. So, and I know this. So keep that knee soft, bring that leg up, and step way over there and tap. See that? And then come back up, keep that knee soft. So this kind of a little break in our routine today, very good thing to do. All right, big breath. So I'm gonna go down and get my 9 pounds. I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna switch the weight. Yes, so number 1, I'm gonna hip hinge. My back is very straight, extended. I'm gonna move, adjust my weights. See, I'm gonna take these down. Then I'm gonna go to 12. Now I have 12 pounds that I'm gonna just pick up. Let me tell you, those of you who got these channel changing weights from me, you will not find these on the market anywhere anymore. You'll find things similar. They aren't made the same. I won't go into it, but they are not the same machine. Okay, see how I'm going? Just like that. Take a big deep breath. Yeah. I'm gonna do it a couple times. I'm gonna go to my hands first, and I'm gonna go to my knees. Then I'm gonna come up, and I'm gonna go a little bit wider. Okay? Now I'm gonna go a little bit lower and pick up my weights. So what did I do? Let me take you through this. If you'll take the time to do this, you will save your back and you'll get stronger in your legs. I went from standing to my hands up on top of my knee. See that? I came back up. Okay? Then I went down and came down lower. And then I came back up, like to my ankles. Now I'm going to go down and pick up the weight. So that was my prep to pick up this heavier weight. So I'm going to go down, I'm in my heels. I'm going to grab my weight, bring it up. Take a big breath. Put those weights right there on top of the thigh. Now I'm standing. I'm going to do some of the same moves that we did with a heavier weight and standing. Makes a huge difference. Take a breath, go from here to here, okay? See, I'm not going all the way up yet. I'm going to go back to my thigh with this heavier weight, drop my shoulders, exhale, and bring them right here to the side. Put them in your pockets. See that? So I'm going to come right here, pull. So what am I doing? I'm dropping my shoulders, number 1. Breath, number 2. Exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades, number 3. Back down. Breath. Exhale, squeeze. Back down. Exhale, squeeze. Back down. Exhale, squeeze. So I do, between 4 and 6 to get a readout of what's the weight I'm lifting. What's the weight I'm asking my shoulders, my arms, my back, my hips to take? I did these to get a register on that. Okay, now I'm going to go lower. I'm going to go down here. And there, you're going to be tempted. I'm telling you, I know exactly the ones that are going to be tempted to keep your butt up and put your head down. Don't do that. Take your butt down. Keep your shoulders and head higher or in line with your butt. Then you grab your weights. Okay, so now we're going to go down there, get your butt down, stay down, pull, breath, 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 push into the heels, stay into the heels, breathing, breathing, breath, breath, Push into the heels. And up. Okay. Big breath. Now we turn. Now we're doing both hands together and come back down. So you see the same kind of moving that I'm doing with my whole body as I do this move. Pull back, big breath. Here we go. Exhale. Big breath. Exhale. Big breath. Exhale. Make sure when you come down and your knees are bent that they're pushing forward. They are not coming in. They're not going out. Right there. Take a breath. Drop your shoulders. Exhale. Okay, don't be tempted. Don't be tempted to jerk this. You want to squeeze your muscle as it comes up. Take a big breath. Squeeze your muscle as it come up. Come back down. Squeeze your muscle. Don't jerk it. Big breath. Two more. We're here. I'm doing this with you. Stay with me. One more. And pull. Nice. Okay. Now we're ready to tax the legs just a little. So I'm standing here. I'm going to step out. And what am I going to do? I'm going to do a backward knee drop. That's it. But I'm doing this with 24 extra pounds coming down. Take a breath and come back. Don't lean in. Keep your shoulders down. Drop that knee and then pull up and back with the shoulders. Here we go. Drop it. Now stay down there just for a little bit. Stay down there. Stay rib cage up. Let your weights hang off the fingertips. See how I'm doing these little tiny pulses? Keep your rib cage up. We're putting pressure in those legs. Take a big breath. Now hold it down there. Hold it down there. Hold it down there. Hold it down there. Breath, 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 breath. Now right at the tail end, go 1 and 2 and stay down and 4 and just 6. Okay, one more. Okay, come back and come back. Oh, take a breath. All right, I'll let you rest for a minute. Don't forget, just put your weights on your chair or whatever. Don't put them in your rack. Okay, this is the knee that was in the back position. Step over. So see, I'm not going over my weights now, but I'm doing the same move. I'm going to step over. I'm just doing a recovery and back. Step over. See this? And back. One more time. Step over and back. Okay, one more. Over and back. Shake out, shake out, shake out. And you should be breathing a little bit, especially if you picked up a challenging weight. So I didn't say you had to pick up what I'm picking up. Maybe you can pick up more. Maybe you need to go less. That's okay. Do the moves. I'm putting these moves in specifically to help you ambulate, straighten up. All the stuff you're wanting, you got to put them into these little moves. Okay. There we go. Are you ready? Are you rested? Of course you are. Now we're ready to do the other leg. Okay. So here I am. I hope you noticed how I picked those up. Let me do it again right here on the edge of the bed. Okay. See, they were down here on my chair or on my bench or on my bed. But as you go to pick something up that's heavy, give yourself a fighting chance. Go into a split stance, bend, put them down with a straight back. Then pick them up, same way. Huh, you're supposed to be doing these. I've got a little cherub here waiting for grandma to fix her breakfast. Okay. Okay, you ready? Step back with the other leg, split stance. Go wide if you need help with your balance. Drop your shoulders, big breath. Drop the back knee down as far as you can, and then come back up. This is what you had to do in karate the other night. I'm just doing it with weights. I'm talking to my girl of the set of twins that I have. She's the one we prayed for a lot. We need to pray for her brother now because he is a little crazy, isn't he? Take a breath and come back. See what I'm doing? I'm rotating back to the heel, into the toe. I'm very specific, very careful with my breathing, with my move. I'm staying right on target, right on balance. Just press that knee down. When you come up, bring those shoulders with you. Big breath right there. Big breath right there. Okay, 2 more, just like that. Okay, 1 more, just like that, and then we're gonna stay down. Okay, right there, stay down, and just do pulses and say rib cage up. Say rib cage up, rib cage up. This is one of the best ones I can give you to strengthen your legs, to be able to do those stairs, to do those hikes, but you gotta be weighted, okay? At least your body weight, but just do those little pulses. Don't jerk, but do little pulses. Take breaths, and then come up, and then come wide, and now we're gonna do that fold again. Okay, dokie, here we go. All the way down, put them down, drop your butt, take a breath, and come back up. See, I don't have my load. Now I'm gonna go down and pick up my load. Correct your stance. Big breath, drop your shoulders. Here we go. Chin is tucked. I'm gonna grab my weights. Grab them, get your butt down. Okay, that last little tiny second, you gotta get your butt down. If you don't, you are gonna bend your back to try to get your load. I know it. Take a breath through your nose. Shut your mouth. I'm talking to my grandkid. I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna tap them, go into the heels and come up. Go back down, tap the heels and back up. Breath, go down, get your butt down, exhale. Breath, and exhale. Go back down, breath, into the heels, exhale. Make sure you're pushing equal on both heels. Sometimes you start pushing more on the strong one. Yeah, because the lazy one doesn't want to work. Heels, breath, 2 more. Heels, breath, 1 more. Heels and breath. Oh, okay, I'm gonna put those weights down. And now we're gonna put our hands back here. We're gonna step wide. We're gonna not tighten the rear end. Drop the shoulders. Do this move. This is a really good stretch. Makes you feel so much better. Kate, take a breath. She's just watching me. Keep your knees soft. Take breaths. Push those hips. Stay here for a bit. Don't just hit this and come off. Breath. Push. Knees are soft. Take a breath. 5, 4, 3, 2. Soften the knees. 1. And you just step right out of it. Yay. Okay. Now, just to see how you're moving, step wide and turn and slap the hip. Turn, slap the hip. See, I'm only turning around the mid. I'm not moving my feet. So it's a turn, it's a turn, it's a turn, it's a turn. So I'm just telling you guys, if I weren't meeting with you right now, I'm telling you, you got all kinds of stuff going on. Oh, I don't have time. Oh, you know, oh yeah, I'll do that for you. I'll just miss my class. Pretty soon you go through days like that and then you're not exercising for a whole month. I'm telling you, take, even if you can come in for 45 minutes, 30 minutes, do the warm up. Usually the warm up, I'm gonna focus on moving better, okay? And then load on these loading days. Anyway, good for all of y'all. Hang with it. If you hadn't been out there, I probably wouldn't have come on. I'm gonna take off the recording. Bye.